These are 5 choosing signals that women give men. I'm going to be going from least powerful to most powerful, and you don't want to miss these because my younger self missed every single one of these signals time and time again, and it took me so long to learn these, and I don't want that to happen to you. There was literally a time when a girl came back to my house when I was in high school when I was 16. She was sitting on my bed and we were just sitting there next to each other, and I was still clueless to the idea that I was supposed to give her a kiss at this point. That's how dumb I was. So I don't want you guys to make these same mistakes. I'm going to be breaking all these down for you so you can shortcut your path to success and actually see when a girl likes you. Starting with small hints. So girls do not like to get rejected, but what they will do is they will drop little hints so that you can pursue them. This is what has happened for me 90% of the time. There's the odd girl who will pursue me, but that rarely ever happens, so you cannot rely on that. What you do need to rely on is picking up on the little hints that girls drop, and this can either be online or in person, and I'll give you an example of each. So about 7 months ago, I was doing a different business, which was high ticket sales on Instagram, running ads. And a girl saw my ad and she gave me a follow, and she was in my local area. And that was everything I needed to know in order to give her a DM and start chatting with her. And we ended up talking for a bit. We ended up starting to text and so on and so forth. Another one for in person, about a week ago, I was at a Tuesday night party. They have a special party for the club on Tuesdays. And I was there with a girl, and I saw a girl who I was pre-partying with that previous Saturday, and I was chatting with her a bit, talking with her and her friend, and before we went our separate ways, she was like, oh wait, let me get your number, just in case we need to text or something. They'll just like make up an excuse as to why they need to take an escalation point. Like little things like that are escalation points. If a girl wants to get your number, your Snap, your Instagram, and they think of some excuse. Or another example is like when I was in the gym and this girl asked me for advice on a exercise. Like that's a little thing that a girl will try and do to start conversation without being so direct that she likes you. This is how girls will drop hints. So this can be done online or in person. You got to be very keen to this and know when to start pursuing a girl. If you like her, then you can take things to the next level. So that's the first thing you want to be on the lookout for, is little hints that girls will drop, and these are choosing signals that she likes you. So the second thing you want to be on the lookout for is conversation flowing easily and girls just being open to conversation. This is a choosing signal in and of itself because people will not talk to someone they're not interested in having a conversation with. If you are someone who is weird, creepy, no one's going to want to have a conversation with you, whether it's guy or girl. So I can even give you an example on the flip side of things of me not being interested in a girl. That past Tuesday when I was at the club, I was talking to a lot of people. I went up and introduced myself to this girl who I was interested in, and she was sitting at a table with a bunch of other girls, and when I tried to get her Snap, she said that she has a boyfriend, but she said, why don't you meet my friend right here? She's single and she likes you. And so I talked to her a little bit. I was being polite. I didn't really like her. She wasn't that attractive. And at the first opportunity, I got out of there. And the conversation was really dry because I wasn't really putting any effort in. She was just asking a couple of questions. I was answering them, and then I left. So that's kind of the flip side. And this happens to me all the time. There's times I go up to girls and the conversation just isn't flowing at all. It's not really going anywhere. And this is not a choosing signal. But when there are the times when I go up to a girl, instantly there's great eye contact, great smile. You can just see that look in her eye, and things just flow with ease, and it's not difficult to talk to them, and it just feels like there's a vibe. That is a choosing signal. Sometimes you have to put yourself out there to even notice those choosing signals in of itself. And one important thing I need to mention is that when you are the best version of yourself across the board, physically, financially, mentally, you're developed, girls are going to be giving you these choosing signals more and more. This is something I've noticed over the years, going from 19 to 23 now. I have noticed so many more choosing signals as I build my value year after year. And boys, that is why I built you guys a high value man guide, teaching you every single way that you can build your value and get the girls that you want and allow them to give you the choosing signals, so you don't always have to be out there chasing girls and they can start coming to you. And the third choosing signal that you're going to want to look out for is girls being in your general area. This is something I notice all the time in the gym, is like if a girl comes, say like there's the cable set where there's like the rows, there's the pull downs, there's the cables where you can do lateral raises or all kinds of different things. It's the adjustable one, and there's usually a bunch of things near each other. That's like a spot where girls will commonly come and work out next to you, and they'll maybe give you like that eye contact glance or things along those lines, and that's a perfect opportunity to start a conversation with a girl. I remember back about 2 or 3 years ago in Florida, there was this beautiful girl. She was Venezuelan, and she didn't have like the traditional Spanish look, but she actually had kind of like the Swedish Scandinavian look where she was blonde and blue eyed. I thought she was Scandinavian at first, and that's my type. So I talked to her. But that was like us being in that general vicinity. We were working out in the same area. We exchanged looks a couple times, and I was able to talk to her. This is stuff that happens all the time. So when girls are in the general area, and especially if they come over to you, this can not only happen at the gym, but say you're at the bar and a girl walks up right beside you. Like that's another little choosing signal, girl coming into your area. If she didn't want to be near you, she would have went somewhere else in the bar. Now, sometimes these can be mistaken, but it doesn't hurt to try. And usually it is going to be that is a choosing signal that she came near you for a reason, especially if you pick up on the eye contact and things like that. And we're going to go into those in the next points, actually. And the fourth choosing signal, as promised, is eye contact. This one is so powerful. When I was in Norway, there's two different instances that stand out to me. One of them was I was at the bar and I was there with a friend chatting, and I see this girl over in a booth make eye contact with me, and I already had my drink, so I immediately just grabbed it, walked up to her, introduced myself, and within 30 seconds we were kissing each other, and I ended up bringing her home later that night. In the same night, in a different area, because there's a huge club, a different bar, I was grabbing a drink again with my friend, and I saw this girl sitting in a booth with a bunch of guys though, and she like looked at me super intensely, smiled, and once I grabbed my drink, I went up to her, and she was back to sitting like facing the other way, so she wasn't looking at me, but I, tapped her, I said, "Excuse me," and then we started chatting. She turned around, she like jumped up onto the booth with her knees, we were talking, she was super engaged. So a huge choosing signal that you need to be on the lookout for, probably one of the most powerful ones, is going to be eye contact. People do not look at things that they do not like in general. So if a girl's looking at you, that means that she likes you. And now going into the fifth signal, which ties into the eye contact. It's very hard to get this one without the eye contact. It is going to be the smile. If a girl smiles at you and she's looking at you, those are two great signs. You have absolutely no reason to not go talk to those girls. In both those scenarios, that is exactly what happened. There will be other times when, going back to the previous lesson of eye contact, I get girls who look at me and I go and talk to them, that goes well. But when I get the eye contact and the smile, like in those two stories, it always goes amazing. And boys, if you want to actually live this lifestyle where you can travel the world, like I was out in Norway for a month, living completely independently, you're just renting an Airbnb while still making money, I teach you exactly how to do this on my business channel, so you can check that out. It's going to be the second link in the description below. But back to what I was saying in terms of the smile. Smiling is one of the most powerful things that you can pick up on. If you're on a date with a girl, if you're just looking at, like if a girl, you're just walking by and anywhere, if it's the gym, the bar, the street, the mall, if you see a girl and she smiles at you, that is the number one choosing signal. I cannot emphasize this enough. There is nothing that is going to compare to getting eye contact and a smile. This is basically the biggest open invitation for you to talk to a girl. I would honestly say that if I got that signal in the way that I read it now with such clarity, I will have a great conversation every single time. Now, this is not to go and say that I don't have bad interactions. I have bad interactions all the time, but I'm also talking to every attractive girl that I see. I don't always look for the choosing signals. And this is something I need to mention as well, which is that when you talk to as many girls as possible, when you can take any sign and just try and see what happens with it. So if a girl gives you eye contact, you go and talk to her, it either goes good or it goes bad. On a long enough time frame, you'll be able to piece together all the different choosing signals that girls give you and really be able to interpret them. So now after years of having talked to so many girls, genuinely thousands at this point, now it's so clear and obvious when a girl likes me and what choosing signals are good because I've talked to so many. So really the best thing that you can do if you want to be someone who is really smooth with girls, who can talk to them, who can pick up on their signals, is just talk to as many girls as possible. It is practice that's going to lead to you being good with girls. So that is pretty much it. Once again, if you want to grab my High Value Man guide that's completely for free, teaching you everything that you can do to build your value as a man, that's the first link in the description below. You can grab that now.